the San Marcos education pathway, but I don't want to be a teacher. Can we wonder why I don't want to be a teacher? I see the district treating our teachers as if they are disposable. How do you have a $6.7 million deficit in their pay when you have a $16 million surplus in their budget? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey everybody, welcome to Santa Barbara Talks with Josh Molina. This is a special breaking news edition, day 2 of the so-called soft strike. San Marcos High School students have marched off campus 10 o'clock this morning on Monday and marched over the bridge, over Highway 101, across Turnpike, and all the way to Tucker's Grove. And along the way, they marched, they had their megaphones, they chanted, and they are saying, we support our teachers at Santa Barbara Unified, at San Marcos High School, and they want the teachers to get paid more.
Suffering because teachers aren't able to work as well as they would like to, so the grades are slipping, and so it's really important that we get better pay for teachers so everyone can benefit, not just the teachers.
This is the second one of these that we've seen. Dos Pueblos High School did something last week, and now San Marcos and then Santa Barbara High is going to do their own thing on Tuesday. So this is a big deal. I'm not sure what the Santa Barbara Unified School District is doing in terms of trying to manage this from a public relations perspective. But I got to tell you, 3 high schools with several hundred students walking off campus is a pretty big deal, a pretty significant deal for them to manage and sort of figure out like what is going on. Here's what's happening. The teachers, they are no longer hosting lunchtime classes, I should say lunchtime clubs, and they are not writing letters of recommendation, and extracurricular activities are not happening with teacher involvement. And they're trying to send a message to the district to say, we do all these things for no money, and we're not going to do them anymore. You need to pay us well. You need to come to terms on a contract that works for us. And so the students are the ones impacted because they are not able to do what they're normally doing. They need letters of recommendation. So San Marcos High School was a big, significant event. They walked to Tucker's Grove. Several people spoke and offered their testimonials. Now, I got to say, after I did my story at Dos Pueblos, I got a few sort of like, parents and like older people sort of saying, oh, well, these students are just looking for a way to get off campus, to leave school, and they're not really part of the cause. And it's a really cynical perspective. These students are smart, and I'm speaking in generalizations here. Obviously, I've not talked to every student, but the ones that I've talked to are really committed to the cause. They're not looking for just a way to get off campus. I think it's much harder to leave campus and participate in this form of activism than it is just to stay put in your class. That's much easier. So I think that we need to, if you're out there, if you're one of these people who thinks the teachers are co-opting the students to just do this and that the students have no mind of their own, I think that's just wrong. These students do have minds of their own. Some of them have family members who are teachers. Some of them want to be teachers. But the big thing that came out of this protest, this rally, this demonstration today was the students saying, hey, my favorite teacher's no longer here. My most trusted adult is no longer here on campus. And so they often look to that person as a way to for help, for support. Maybe things are going on at home, things are going on at school. That trusted adult was a safe haven, but they've left. These people left because there's been such turnover in the school district.
See hundreds and hundreds of students telling me that my trusted adult is gone. I don't have my favorite teacher anymore. I don't know who to go to if there's a conflict at home. I don't know who to go to if there's a conflict at school. Even in my platform as student board member, I did whatever I could to show my support to teachers, because ultimately I was created and molded by my teachers, and obviously my role was limited. I couldn't say as much as I would have liked to, and I think I definitely believe strongly in not like placing a face or an individual as the sole perpetrator of this cause. I think it's important to recognize that people's actions result in conflict. It's not the person themselves, but I think ultimately having that additional perspective makes me even more passionate about this cause, because I know that we can do it. I know there is room for it, and I know there are a lot of people who have very important jobs, but I think arguably the most important job is that in the classroom at the grassroots level, doing the work to uplift students. You know, you can't expect higher test scores, you can't expect better outcomes for our EML students, for our vulnerable students, for our, you know, unduplicated student population if you aren't investing in the teachers at that ground.
Right, I would say us being seniors, letters of recommendation are huge. I know that a lot of students can't go to college without financial support, and in order to get those scholarships, you do need recommendation letters. In order to get into colleges, you need those recommendation letters, and so I think that without that, so many students will be impacted for their future, and it'll make a huge difference in their ability to move on to higher education.
I'm in Ethnic Studies Club, and so we had to move our meetings from the classrooms into the library, and even then it's not very, I don't know, dependable, because lots of students eat in the library, so lots of club activities have been stunted because we can't meet in classrooms anymore. And I had to get all my letters of rec in for the soft strike, so a lot of things are not happening.
So they're authentic in their perspective. I don't think you get 700-800 students walking off of campus just because it's a easy thing to do. So I would encourage anybody who's sort of thinking that these kids are being co-opted by the teachers to think differently. I don't think that is the case. These teachers or these students are smart. They're very intelligent, and they have bright futures, and they're figuring things out in public, and they're erring on the side of I support the teachers who they think should have more pay. So that's a pretty big deal. So what happens now? The district is going to enter the next stage of negotiations with the Santa Barbara Teachers Association. They have a few dates set up on the calendar. And then there's a school board meeting on Wednesday, and I'm hearing there's going to be a big turnout from students who are going to speak their mind during public comment. How is this going to turn out? We don't know. Obviously, the district's in a really tough spot. They're going to need to pay these teachers, and they're going to have to figure out a way to do it, probably because there's a big public relations sort of thing going on here, and it seems as though the public's on their side. Will they give them everything the Teachers Association wants? Well, that's for them all to figure out, but I think that this is very unique. This is a very unique situation. And once again, you know, I'm showing you some videos, part of this podcast, what I was able to record today, some photos, some interviews. Please check it out. And thanks for watching Santa Barbara Talk, San Marcos High School doing their big rally demonstration today. And this is what we want, right? Like, regardless of what perspective or what side you are on, you want critical thinking, active generation of people who are willing to speak out and willing to speak their minds. That's much better than passivity, particularly when you know, there's something like this happening right here in their world, in their community. Right, that's some activism there. So San Marcos, Santa Barbara High next. Who knows what's to come? Thanks for watching Santa Barbara Talks with Josh Molina. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to this podcast, and you can visit santabarbaratalks.com. Help support this podcast. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.